Hey everybody, TraderBryce here. Happy Wednesday. Today, not a whole lot of action that I personally loved. However, that is because I missed EPIX, EPIX, and we'll get into that chart in just a few minutes. Finished the day up about $1,000 today. Nothing crazy, but you know, we have a lot of setups right now. I'm actually in one overnight that I'm excited about, but now that I'm talking about it, it's probably gonna like gap down on me, do an offering. Who knows? We shall see. Hopefully you guys are having a good week so far. I haven't personally found a ton of setups that I love, but that doesn't mean that the week can't end strong. So fingers crossed, like I said, got some setups right now that I like in one overnight, hoping that we get some follow through in the morning. And again, EPIX, EPIX definitely reset the tone for potential day one gappers coming up. So we're gonna see, hopefully that leads to some more day one gap momentum, just across the board. Lately, a lot of the gappers that we've been getting have just kind of been fading off or going sideways all day, neither of which I am a big fan of as a long bias trader. And if we can get some more momentum with day one gappers, right, that should lead to a lot more momentum with multi-day setups like I like to play. And if that's the case, I think we are in for a very fun fall. I actually think we're in for a pretty fun fall going into winter regardless. But you know, the more momentum we get with day one gappers, the more the market sentiment should shift a little bit. We had a good week, or I had a good week last week playing some multi-day setups, especially the bounce ones. This week they've been a little bit tougher, which is fine and expected, especially with a lack of momentum that we've had in with day one gappers. So I'm not really all that surprised that we're not getting a lot of follow through this week up until today. So fingers crossed, everyone. Without further ado, let's get into some charts here. So the setup that I'm in overnight, or the stock that I'm in overnight, is MULN, and I know everyone's going, the fundamentals are garbage. Yeah, they're literally the most like dilutive company. But so is CEI, and we got a really monstrous run. I actually think that so many people are bearish on this that it's actually bullish. And so what we've got here is a very similar setup to this day right here. So this actually closed at 54 cents right here. So that's slightly off. We closed right near the previous 1024 high. Very similar to this setup here, right? We have a massive day one move. Day two, we get a gap and crap. Day three, we get a red to green move, closing green on the day, and then gap up the next day. And then yesterday, we had gap and crap. Then today, we had red to green. So I'm hoping for one more really strong gap. And realistically, if this is going to turn into a really strong mover, it could actually continue farther. It actually did something very similar on this run back here when we ran from 50 cents roughly up to roughly $4, right? Very similar setup, and it just turned out to be a multi-day mover. And so what it did was, instead of the one strong day gap and crap, it actually did one strong day, then two red days, and then we had that reclaim. So we'll see. Again, it is a dilutive company. My biggest risk right now, in my opinion, is they drop an offering overnight. That is my bigger worry. Fortunately, I'm not oversized in this by any means, and we're closing in on yesterday's highs right now as we come up into after hours, which was at about 61 cents. We hit a high of 60 so far, have about 40 minutes left before the market closes. I also apologize for getting this out so late today. I had a Steady Trade team webinar right after close, and then I ate some food. So that's MULN. That's what I'm in overnight, my main overnight, I should say. Then we also had EPIX, which was EPIC, ironically. So let's go to a little just intraday chart here. So we had a day one gap on this thing, and it actually faded it gave away most of its gap by the time, gave away most of its gap and then reclaimed up to 210. And literally from there, it was off to the races, filled with so many short traps throughout the trading day. We never once went below VWAP after that first minute open. And there was really only one good entry spot out of the gates for me, which would have been like this 215 break. From there, it literally just went straight up to about $3. And unfortunately, I had to go to the eye doctors in the middle of the day. And as my friend always says, now he always apparently goes and gets haircuts. So he knows that if he has to go get a haircut in the middle of the day, that the market is going to go crazy. And that's more or less what happened to me when I went and got my contacts. I'm no longer wearing glasses, which is nice. And this to me was the most ideal entry of the day, which, you know, fortunately was right in the middle of, well, actually it was right when I was getting back. I got back literally like at noon, Central Time, or no, I'm sorry. So this is in Eastern Standard Time, so 9:30. I would have been there. I got back at 12:30 Eastern Time, which was right here. Now, I did continue the run, but to me, up in this area was very risky for an entry. But, you know, we were having a really crazy after hours so far. I mean, pushing up to almost $6. At this rate, the way this is closing, I would not be surprised to see this at like 15 tomorrow. Slightly larger float. It's 38 mil on the float down here, but that's still pretty low float, especially given that it traded over 100 million shares today. Kind of perfect, you know, perfect formula here. And with all the traps it was getting all day, I mean, there's just going to be so many people trapped in this. So unless they do an offering of some sort, I doubtful that it just dumps all the way tomorrow, unless we get a gap down, right? Unless we gap down and we, you know, open up under like $4. But for the most part, I think this could be a pretty crazy day too. But it could also be a choppy one too. So likely I'll avoid it unless we get a really strong gap and tight, like micro consolidation out of the open. Yeah, this is looking pretty insane in my eyes. I also traded, I think it was ABRK. Nope, ARBK, because it made me think of Burger King. So ARBK, a super beaten down chart here. It's a blockchain stock, and I kind of just figured with Bitcoin moving that this had a chance to move a bit. So unfortunately, I actually missed the easiest entry, in my opinion, right here at 226. I was eyeing that all morning. Once again, had to go to the eye doctors. My eye doctor's appointment was at 11:30 Eastern Time, but I did have, so I actually almost tried it here, and I was already gone driving to the eye doctors by the time it started running. But fortunately, I got back and I got in through this trend break here. I had a 247 average, sold the majority up into 280s, did try re-adding right here in the low 270s as we reclaimed off this dip, then got stopped out after that dump. But what I liked about this a lot, again, Bitcoin running, this is like almost a micro float stock, 1.78 mil float. This will be on watch for me tomorrow, without a doubt. Still closed up 25% on the day. Still, in my opinion, has you know, room to move up to about the 350s, maybe even $4. And so the better Bitcoin runs, the more likely I am to keep ARBK on watch. I also did try trading INM today for an exhaustion low style bounce. Unfortunately, just didn't get any momentum. Micro float once again. I will be keeping this on watch. I still think it has potential for a pretty crazy day. Just today wasn't the day, so I got long here at, where did I get long? I don't even remember my average. It was 265 was my average. So, oh yeah, it was through this perk after we reclaimed. Unfortunately, just nothing happened with it after it broke high a day. There was a lot of bid propping going on, so I was assuming that we might be able to get some one big halt up or something, which is just how INM moves. INM moves with halts. So I was just hoping for one halt up, sell out of the halt. Didn't get that, and that's fine. But we're getting pretty close to a point of exhaustion, in my opinion. I mean, down literally without much of a bounce from 19 down to almost $3. It has had a couple of bounces, it has, but nothing too crazy yet. So I'm still watching this for an exhaustion bounce in the coming days here. I don't like that it failed today. It did hold green, but the fact that it wasn't able to do much and still closed up like 9% makes me think this is going to be a tougher one. That's really all I have on watch for now. I would say going into tomorrow, EPIX and MULN, assuming MULN holds that gap, would love to see a push up to like $1 on MULN tomorrow. That would be fantastic, but I know I'm asking for a lot. So we shall see. Again, sorry for getting this out so late, but I actually have a basketball game to get running to here in like 30 minutes. So just thank you for watching. Hopefully you're having a great week. You probably won't see me tomorrow, but you should see me on Friday. I'm going to try to stick to Monday, Wednesday, Friday for small cap recap moving forward. And yeah, guys, just make sure you're staying safe, right? The SPY is up to 383 right now. Hit 385 yesterday. Could get more of a rally. I hope we do. Fingers crossed. But, you know, for the time being, I'm just playing what's presented here. We are in earnings season too, so small caps are slightly slower. But my hope is the EPIX sparks some day one gappers, and we can go from there. Anyhow, guys, I'm out of here. I'm going to go get ready for my basketball game. Oh, and finally, it's cooling off in Austin, baby. I can wear my flannel. Very exciting stuff. Anyhow, thank you guys for watching once again. I'll see you back here on Friday. Have a great rest of your trading week, and I'll see you before the week closes. Don't worry. Oh, and last but not least, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Oh, and last but not least, I am live every single day in small cap rockets. So if you want to be trading live with me, especially tomorrow, hopefully EPIX and MULN continue their run. There's a link for the trial down in the description below. Come trade live with me. I'm answering questions throughout I normally stream for about an hour, answering questions, showing what I'm looking at. You get the gist of it. I seriously think we're doing a great job in small cap rockets. We're actually forming a lot of self-sufficient traders, some of which that are seeing stocks and patterns before I even see them. So down in the description below if you're looking to level up your trading and trade live with me every single morning. That is all I actually have now. Thank you so much, and I'll see you back here on Friday. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for being a part of the StocksToTrade family. We just hit 100,000 subscribers, but our goal by the end of this year is to get 150,000 new family members a part of our channel. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button, comment down below, hit the subscribe button, and maybe even turn on your post notifications. We cannot do this without your guys' support. So thank you so much. And if you want to see more of what we're doing, again, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and comment down below. We'll see you in the next video.